if you are in the process of learning how to speak in Spanish and you are trying to speak with Spaniards because you live in Spain or you are going to live in Spain, I know that many of you have this problem at some point that you try to come up with the exact word that you need to say in every moment when you speak with another person in Spanish, and this word doesn't come to your mind. And then you get stuck and maybe frustrated, and maybe you are starting to wonder what is this other person thinking about me because I don't know the right word or because I used the words that were I used wrongly, etc. And I want to share with you what has helped my clients when they have this issue. Okay? So I want you to think one moment about musicians. When you go to a show, for example, a violinist or any other, a singer even, and you think they do it so well, they are so good at what they are doing. The thing is that maybe they are also doing mistakes, the same way as you or I do mistakes when we speak in Spanish, or for example, when I speak in English. But that doesn't mean that we are going to notice those mistakes. That's because it's not their job to stop the song and say, I don't know if that's the right note, let me try again. Which is something that many people do when they try to speak in Spanish. And that's an error. That's a bigger error than any grammar error, I would say, because that stops the conversation, it stops the flow of the conversation, and the other person is waiting for you to communicate. They are not waiting for you to guess the right verb tense. So what I would recommend here is what they do, which is they just continue. Okay, maybe they made an error, but let's continue thinking about the next thing I'm going to say. Let's continue thinking about the what I want the other person to know, why I'm talking with them is because I want to achieve something from them. Like they tell me exactly what I need, or um, they tell me where to see a certain um, touristic part of the city. So the idea is show must go on. The show must go on, like the Queen song. So when you are there, it's okay if you do mistakes. Just continue. Don't correct yourself. Just continue. And the second part of this is that we need to recognize that there is a moment to speak in Spanish and there is a moment to correct your Spanish. When you are trying to practice Spanish with people that you have met outside of your own studying of Spanish, or you want to focus on the conversation and you want to focus on them, okay? Not on your using the right word or using the right verb tense, okay? So there is a moment to speak, which is then when you are with these people, and there is a moment to correct. So when do you correct? Not during that moment, of course. You correct after. Like if you think about the conversation again, you may think, I think I didn't get this right. I'm going to take notes and after I will search it. Or if you have someone to learn with, a tutor or a coach, you can talk about this with them. You can say, I had this conversation and I was confused about this particular topic. I don't know how to say it correctly. So in this way, we divide your responsibility. You don't have to speak and speak perfectly at the same time, or you don't have to speak and correct yourself at the same time. You have to speak only. And I want to share with you also, when you have these conversations, one tip that helps you to worry less, to have less worries about your own Spanish, which is don't focus on yourself, focus on the other person. So, for example, me, I am new to this thing of recording videos. If I am focused all the time on my facial gestures and so on, I will get more conscious and more worried about what I am doing. But if I'm thinking about you and that I want you to understand my point, then I am not going to think about myself. I'm going to think about you trying to understand me. So you focus on the other person, you don't focus on you. And in this way, you will probably be less worried and you will enjoy more the conversation and you will get what you want from that conversation in particular. The next part is that you may be worrying in case the other person is not understanding you. And that's why you are correcting yourself all the time. So in that case, let them tell you. So because you are focused on the other person, you are going to know if they don't understand you. If they make a face or a facial gesture of confusion, if they tell you, sorry, what do you mean, and so on, then you are going to understand that you need to explain more or then you need to correct something. But until then, you need to speak. Just speak. So that's all. If you are in Spain or you plan to move to Spain and you want to learn the language fast and integrate fast and to have social autonomy for your daily life in Spain, you can book a call with me and we will look at your level and needs and we may decide to work together for the next few months so you can achieve your goals of language and integration in Spain and to do it in a fast way, not in 3 years, but in a few months. That's all, and hasta pronto.